Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with a challenge. This is one that Longbow suggested, and it's a really curious idea. The challenge was, we're going to go racing with cars, however, they're only allowed 2 upgrades. So for the first race, we'll go with B-class cars, and you could only do 2 individual upgrades. So, for example, you could build a car like my Lincoln Co. here that starts off already towards the top of B-class. So I have, I think it's an exhaust and an intercooler upgrade on this, which has got the PI to 699. Or you could start off with something a lot lower down in PI and go for bigger upgrades, like full weight reduction, semi-slick tyres, an engine swap counts as just 1 upgrade. So you could take something very low PI and dump that in. I don't think anyone's really gone crazy with the B-class route here. So yeah, it's a real... You've really got to think about your car choice, what you start with and how you build it. So you got, as I said, this Lincoln Co starts off quite high in B-class. I've got it towards the top of the class, and it's all-wheel drive. But I don't know how good it's going to be in this field whatsoever. I've never actually used the Lincoln Co. before this. And I mean, like, for example, tuning is out of the question for pretty much all of these cars unless you've gone for something that gives you tuning options. Not many are going to have done, but we'll have to wait and see. Has you gone for a wide body kit on the Subaru? Like a wide body kit, for example, counts as 1 upgrade. So the advantages of a wide body kit, things like getting wider tyres you couldn't put on. I'm suspecting most of these cars won't have wider tyres. Most will probably be on their standard compound of tyres. That Subaru is all over the back of us as we come down the hill here. I am lacking in straight line speed. Ewan is not going to get around the outside there. That Subaru is looking menacing, but even more menacing is the Mini that is absolutely flying up towards us. The Mini's past that Subaru. I don't think I've got much of an answer for the Mini here, but we will have to wait and see. Oh, that's a lot of understeer. Hello, Wool. This doesn't really turn very well. It's not bad driving that Mini. I think is just going to obliterate us. I've just not got the acceleration. The Lincoln Co. is too heavy. I think it's about £3,500 or something like that, which is just way too much weight. I mean, we gave a Mini's width on the outside, but that is just too fast for me, although it found a wall too. No! Subaru's got both of us! You sneaky bugger! Damn it, I'm an idiot. Shouldn't have hit the wall there. Gliska's going to dive in the next corner. Ewan's run wide, and I'm going to get back past the Subaru here. Oh, and now an Audi's come to join the party. I think that Mini is just going to vanish. Lombow's car has got some serious straight-line speed. I don't know whether it's got the handling. We'll see. We'll see through this section. It's certainly got the straight-line speed to fly past. The Lincoln Co. It's not terrible. It's just not quite got the handling of what I would normally run in B-class. Right, we're going to have to be careful. We're going to defend the inside through here, which is perfectly fair enough. If Lombow's going to pass... The thing is, if Lombow's going to pass, it's going to have to be, you know, an awkward bit. It's just going to be an out-accelerate pass, essentially. What Lombow's going to do is wait until probably this next straight. We're going to defend here. Try and make it awkward. Definitely don't hit the wall. No, it's just going to go... It's just too much faster than me in a straight line, and we are not better handling than it. So this is the downside slightly with the Lincoln Co. I think with the way with this route, it's just not powerful enough, and it's not good. So the Mini, you know, won't have huge straight line speed, but it is at least got grip on its side. The Audi has got power on its side, and I have kind of neither. We're kind of a little bit in no man's land, which is the slight downside of going for this route, although Lombo has got into trouble with that car. So we will fire back immediately, try and make the most of our opportunity here. It's just, we're just not quick enough. We'll get here, but I suspect Longbow is just going to out-accelerate us on the exit. And now I've got a Subaru for company, and a Lamborghini's coming to join as well. I mean, we haven't really ever left the Subaru. Where is the Audi? It's far enough back, we're going to cross. I think it's going to... Oh, okay, Ewan's in trouble down this straight, this lap around, and I'll be in trouble next lap around. Ewan wants to be attacking me, but in doing so he's going to leave a gap that an Audi's going to fire through. The Lambo's catching up as we all stumble around in this. Right, can I fend off the Audi for one more lap? That is the question. We know it's not, so the one place the Audi doesn't really like is this final corner. The Lincoln Co.'s not too bad through here. Weirdly, it's not very good at the first section, but through here it's quite nice. So once we're up to speed, yeah, we can pull a little... That is the one corner where we are good at. No one has an answer for the Mini. That thing is far too fast. We've got to get slowed for turn 1. Audi's too far back at the moment. But it's not through turn 1 where I'm concerned. It is on about 2 or 3 corners later. That 90-degree corner, the exit of that is where we might be vulnerable. And there's not much I can do about it, really. I could have been faster through there. We're not having to defend at the moment, which is good. Come on, Lincoln Co. Go, 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 go. Here comes that Audi. We will defend as heavily as we can down here. I think the Audi's going to try and cut back. We park it on the apex to make it awkward, but we struggle with running wide. The Audi is going to make it side by side down the hill. The Miura's getting involved as well here. We might end up out of the podium spots if we're not careful, because the Lamborghini's gone to the inside. Oh, we're going to struggle there. Like I say, the Lamborghini, yeah, 3 wide down there is dicey as anything. Unfortunately for me, we just came off worse of that one. Yeah, maybe it would have been better just to try and tap the brakes and fall in behind them all. We just couldn't match the acceleration, and that's the problem we have, is that we just cannot match the acceleration of those other ones. I mean, lap time's not crazy different between the RS4, the Miura, my Lincoln Co, the Subaru. No one has an answer for that Mini. That was astonishingly quick in that one. The Mini claims a victory. A fun battle for a second in this one. So, we head to the lookout circuit for our second race. I have another very nice spot off the grid, but I'm not sure. I mean, I think the Cooper Works Mini is going to absolutely bugger off again. I suspect the RS4 and the Lamborghini are going to be faster once again. It's probably going to be me versus you and Subaru, and that's sort of about where we might stand. I don't know. I mean, this track is a little bit faster. I don't think that's what we need, though, to help the Lincoln Co. If anything, it's going to probably help the Audi and Miura more than it's going to help me. So I think we're going to end up, yeah, probably further down. The Supra might come good. I think that's very fast in a straight line. With this with this kind of weird set of restrictions for the builds, we're about to get passed by everything. I mean, we're going to try and defend into the next corner. I think it's kind of academic, really. We can defend as much as we like. Actually, moved across on Gliska a bit there, which wasn't very good. I can't deal with that Mini's grip. It's so good through these corners. It doesn't actually matter there if I defended or if I didn't. Lombo has just run out of grip, and we're going to be a little sneaky and try and get across in front, but we just don't have... it's not going to matter. Lombo's on a really funky line on the exit there. We're going to briefly draw alongside and regain the position, but it isn't going to matter because the Audi is going to outrun us, and then here comes the Miura that's going to outrun both of us if we're not careful. I've just got so much understeer. The Miura actually turns better than I do, although we're carrying some good mid-corner speed. Oh, Miura, I don't know whether it got a bit of a slide or a bit of a lag. Whatever it was, it got in the back of us, or get the sort of quarter of us, and we ended up in a wall, which is unfortunate. We are probably going to be vulnerable at this next braking zone. I mean, this is one of the good overtaking spots at this track. We're not quite close enough, I don't think. Lombo is struggling with the brakes on that RS4. Is seeming to have real trouble getting slowed down there, which surprises me. As I said, it is one of the probably most important braking zones on the circuit, that one, and if you do get it wrong, yeah, you got to visit that wall. Oh, I got that corner wrong. It was looking like it was going well, and then just mid-turn we got loads of understeer. The Lamborghini's got buried in the pack. The Prelude seems to have got some straight line speed, so I'm going to guess that might have had an engine swap or something, or a massive turbo stuck on it to try and make it go. So yeah, maybe we're actually holding on better. I didn't think we were going to struggle here. We are holding on better to the Audi than I expected. No one has an answer for that Mini. It is savagely fast. But yeah, we aren't as a million miles away from that RS4. It's just we are going to have some company, I think, before the end of the race. Where is the Prelude? Is the Prelude going to have a go? Here is the question. I don't think it can maintain... It can't quite maintain the speed through the corners. Can that Honda? Come on, Lincoln Co, get turned. It feels very... I mean, I know this is actually quite a heavy... Well, I say quite heavy. £3,500. In reality, it's probably normal for a modern car, but when it comes to Forza terms, £3,500 in B-Class is still quite heavy. I wouldn't run this in B-Class personally. Normally, this wouldn't be the sort of thing I'd go for. I mean, we're probably not that much different for the RS4. Depends on what Longboy's gone for upgrades. And that might have gone weight reduction, and if they have, that would probably be about the same weight. But yeah, the Lincoln Co does feel quite heavy. It doesn't feel bad to drive, it just does feel heavy and a little bit cumbersome is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, that's what we're working with on this. I mean, as far as my theory of start with a high PI car and have a couple of upgrades on it go, I mean, it's not difficult to drive. It's definitely not the worst thing here. So, you know, that's something. It's also definitely not the fastest thing here. Yeah, but it's doing better around this track than I was expecting. I mean, all-wheel drive will help maybe a little bit out of here, for example. Definitely don't want second. God, I struggled so much with mid-corner understeer there. It just doesn't want to bite. It doesn't want to turn. We're gonna be defending our podium desperately on a final lap against a Lamborghini once again. The Audi, once Longboy figured out the braking, it has just pulled a bit of a gap on us, which is kind of what I expected. I wasn't expecting our pace. As I say, that Longboy got lots of understeer through there, but mostly figured out the Audi. I got lots of understeer through that part, although the Lambo's in the wall. The Prelude might actually help me here. If they fight each other a lot, which I think they're going to, might actually get the Lincoln Co on the podium here. Which would be nice. I mean, as far as this challenge goes, it's an interesting one for building purposes. Like, as far as challenging us to build a car, it has not been the most balanced. And considering we all did a pretty good job of getting cars to the top of the PI, it's a really, really big spread in many ways. Yeah, we actually had a good final lap here. Pulled well clear of the Prelude and Lambo. Gliska's going to claim a victory, and again, not really challenge that mini Sublime around here. The RS4, for a brief moment, it looked like I might stand a chance. However, once Longboy figured it out, it was a bit too fast for me. But it's a solid enough finish, actually, for the Lincoln Co. I'm pleased with that. Yeah, the mini's savagely quick, although the RS4 not too far off. Yeah, I'm pleased to get that car on the podium. The build didn't quite go the way I wanted it to, didn't quite go the way I hoped it would. However, it definitely wasn't. It wasn't too shabby. So, this has been interesting. But now we go on to a different class. We head to the festival circuit for our next race, and we move up into A class. So a whole load of new possibilities kind of arise with this. Although a lot of us, no one's gone for anything too crazy. For this one. For example, my 911 here, I put semi-slicks on it and an intercooler, and that's actually taken me to the top of A class. I did build a BMW Z4 I was tempted to run that had 800 horsepower because it had rally tyres and a racing straight six. It was a tempting prospect, but it proved just too uncontrollable, so I opted not to. That was it. Instead, I've gone with a 911 GT2 that is very grippy and very nice to drive. It won't be a monster in a straight line, but it is an absolutely lovely handling car, this one. Oh, we're a long way back there. It doesn't matter, we can carry the speed. You can see how much speed I can carry off the bridge. That thing is really cool, actually. I haven't got that yet. I need to try and get that. The Cupra Born, is it? Whatever the damn thing is. It looks awesome, though. It's really cool. Chris has missed a checkpoint with the KTM. That will promote me up into a 5th position. Here comes Gliska with that 370Z. As the 370Z, I believe, is a very big, powerful engine and rally tyres. That's essentially what my BMW was going to be. And it might work at this track. This is the track where it might work, but any track with any corners, and it will probably not. But there we go. The Celine is going to have to make way. Now, I believe the Celine is a PI drop car to get it into A-Class. Of course, your upgrades could drop the PI if you wanted. For example, if you put a car on off-road race tyres, you could drop it from S1 into A-Class, and that is one upgrade. So that would work. So I believe that's what's been done with the Celine there. Now, what I want is Gliska actually to go chasing off after this front group. I kind of want to not have any issues with the... I want the 370 to chase the leaders and battle them, and if I'm faster than it, I want to have a 1v1 with it outside of the restaurant. I don't really want to get slowed down in this stage. I want to catch the leaders and see what we can do. GT40, Sagaris and M8 are fighting away at the front. I tell you what, I mean, this... For the the builds are very, very funky, is the best way that I can describe it in here. But I tell you what, this Porsche is lovely to drive. It really is an absolutely wonderful handling car when you get things right. It's just nice. It is nice to drive. It's got grip. It's got good brakes. It's consistent. It's everything you want from a race car. Again, this is another car I don't think I've actually driven or built in this game yet, so it's fun experimenting and trying something a little different. We're going to get held up by the Nissan, I fear. Again, I kind of want the Nissan just out of the way, but it can't do much. I mean, you just see how much we can close through here, and then the Nissan runs away. I mean, I could probably dive bomb it into the bridge under brakes. I think my brakes are probably that good. And we can see how much the Nissan's struggling. It's thankfully only really compromising me there. The rest of the lap, it's not really doing all that much. Though it does a little bit here. We try to sneak past the Nissan. We try to sneak, but it's not sneak past this. It's more sneak past the M8 that the Nissan opened the door a little bit on. It's so frustrating now. We've got so much pace in this car, and I can't use it because we're getting stuck in traffic, which is sometimes, unfortunately, the way it goes with this. And a more twisty circuit, you know, this is going to be a very different story, I suspect. But here, at one of the faster tracks on the game, we do have to be quite patient. But considering how much we are down in terms of straight line speed, it is remarkable how quick this car still is around here. We've got 440 horsepower, which, considering the things we're up against, are going to have a lot more than that. We were going for a surprise on the M8. Did not. I mean, we got there. We had the braking performance to go for that level of a surprise on the M8. I was just a little bit too far back to really complete the move. The Ford is doing well holding on, but I mean, we're not really spreading out here. The Ford's not really getting away at the front, I mean, maybe extending its lead a little bit. I think lap times are going to be close between all of us. How am I actually going to pass this BMW? Again, we've got a great run through here. I think what we're going to try and do is now force it to go the long way around. And we are clear, I should think, of the Beamer, because I don't think it's going to be able to match us for pace through the final corner. It can't. But we only have one lap to try and chase after a TVR that we're not going to have. The gap's going to be too much, I think. But we will never give up with the GT2 here. Third gear for the exit. If anything goes wrong, we'll be there to profit. Any mistakes made, we will be there to capitalise on it. Unfortunately, the best bit of the lap for me is this first section, which we will not be... we will not be able to do anything about the cars ahead, and I've overdriven it, desperately trying. The Ford leading the way has lost some time to the TV. I mean, you can see as soon as we got clear of the BMW, we've caught up to the lead group. Again, BMW defended well against the 911 here. The Nissan is going to wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and gets in the way a little bit, but not too much. Then it's just gone. It's just got too much speed for me to deal with. A couple more corners to go. We are carrying as much speed as I can through them. I mean, we might be on for a decent lap time. I think the fastest lap is going to be interesting here, because I think we're actually going to be surprisingly close. Again, considering we've all gone for... Okay, I shouldn't have driven it that hard. I was just seeing what we could have done. And it's not really had a clean run through there. Considering we only had 2 upgrades for all of our cars, that was a lot closer than we saw from the B-Class. It's very close. Thought it might be. In fact, Art and Ewan set identical fastest laps. In fact, the quickest car was at the back. What did Chris do a 105 in? I didn't even have a chance to see. Oh, incredibly close. Only a few tenths separated most of the cars in terms of lap times. The GT40 took it. I feel like our car was quick, but just couldn't deal with the straight line speed and got held a bit. I'm pleased with the Porsche, even if we could only manage a 4th in that first race. We head to the Estadia circuit for our final race, and that is a nice spot on the grid for the Porsche, because I think this is a track where we could be quite fast at. Celine is alongside us. We've got the link. Chris was in the KTM Crossway. It's the Crossway fast in the corners. Not going to be very good down the straights. we kind of bridge the gap a little bit in that we're not the slowest thing down the straights. We're probably not quite as fast as the KTM in the corners. That thing is so fast accelerating, but we are going to outturn the GT40. There is no doubt about it. I did manage to brush the wall like an idiot, but yeah, we've got so much grip in the corners in this car. While still being half decent down the straight. We've got to be wary though. The Estadia circuit is a pretty good balance as far as tracks go. You've got fast, slow, medium speed corners. You've got some longer straights, mainly the start-finish straight, for example. This chicane is nasty, really tests the cars. We get a lot of oversteer through there, although the Celine and the GT40 went for a wander back there. Oh, come on, Porsche, get through here. Second gear probably wasn't the one for me. It's the KTM, I'm not too worried about that. If it catches, essentially if the KTM catches me, it'll just end up being me annoying it. Because it'll not be that much faster than me around the corners to have an easy pass, and I don't think, and because I'll just out-accelerate it everywhere, I don't think it would have a tough time overtaking. Not impossible, but yeah, it would have a difficult time. Is if we get one of the power cars catch us. That's what I'm worried about, shall we say. Whatever one it might be. What have we got? Well, Ollie's Ford, we can see the pink machine is terrifying. So it's going to probably pass the KTM before it gets to this corner and then lose out to the KTM on the exit of the chicane, would be my guess, although it might even be far enough away. It just comes a case of can Ollie get on it. It's basically, as I said, by the exit of the chicane, the KTM's back past again. So it just becomes a battle of that, and that helps me at the end of the day. We've got a good chance if they fight one another that we can just run clear. So the KTM's up to second. It's now going to fall to third as the Ford's going to come powering past. As long as I'm far enough away that the Ford doesn't catch me, then I'm fine. Like, I'm fine with that, and it's going to be, the Ford is going to be up the inside, and it's probably going to lose the place. So they're going to be swapping positions a lot, almost probably 2 or 3 times around the lap, because the Ford's going to hate this first section. It's slow. Here, I'm flat. KTM will absolutely be flat. But the thing that sucks for the Crossbow is that its lap time is being ruined. Much like mine was at the festival circuit to a degree, your lap time gets ruined because you're just being held at the parts of the track where you can be fast by another car that you can't then slow down because it's on a straight sort of thing. Don't actually know if I needed 4th through there. I think I could have got away with 5th. And they're still doing exactly the same thing. The KTM is popping out the other side of the chicane in the lead. And I think that's important. If it ends up any further back, it might struggle to repass the cars by the time it gets to the start-finish line, but the BMW's got involved here. The M8's got some pace in all of this, so the M8 will probably be a little bit more of a balance in terms of it'll have more straight-line speed, but come on, Porsche. It'll have more straight-line speed. Oh, the Ford has missed a checkpoint, I would presume. Maybe not a big surprise. That thing looked like an absolute handful. And I imagine the 370Z is also going to be quite the handful around here. And the my car is good. This is the sort of track that is ideal for the 911. The KTM and BMW fight has just fallen back from me. I'm going to do something dumb. I can sense it. But I think lap time wise, they're probably not that far off me. It's just they've been fighting one another. I mean, I've also more been doing commentating duty than actual racing duty. This one has been looked behind because we've had a relatively clear time, and it's been an exciting battle over second. The KTM is still stuck in the middle. Longbo's TVR is joining in back there. We've got one more lap to go in this. All right, we'll not be doing the look behind. See what's going on. We'll try and set a competitive lap time in this. I say that as I beans up turn 1. That's not great. All of this. Ah, god damn it. Yeah, I mean, like as far as A-class cars go, I mean, this is just solid. This is just a solid, good car. I mean, if I was to build it, I would probably end up building it slightly differently, but I don't know how much I would really change on it. This combination of semi-slick tyres and a little bit of power is pretty damn good, to say the least. We will run it in, maybe with a little bit too much speed. Let's see what we can get. If we can get a good run out of here... oh, too much understeer. Yeah, this is a little bit too much understeer. It looks like Lombo might have got the TVR up into second. It's going to be a drag race between the KTM and the BMW towards the line. There's more speed than that in the car. I think a sub 1 minute one is possible with that. I beansed up turn 1 and I hit the wall on the exit of the final corner as well. There's more speed in that, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm not to say not crazy surprised. In that one, it was going to be a good track for the car, and once we got clear, they were fighting hard for that second place. The TVR would get it. The BMW does end up in third. The Crossbow just too slow accelerating down there. Yeah, that 911 is really nice. It's really, really nice to drive. It's really nice to drive. In fact, so you're looking at lap time. I think that's the same lap time I set with a front-wheel drive Sentra that was properly built. So considering like the front-wheel drive Sentra wasn't the ideal car for that circuit, etc. But yeah, I really like this car. It was a really interesting challenge though. You had to really, really think about your builds in this one. You really had to think about it. A class is actually a lot more balanced than B class, I have to say, which was not what I expected necessarily. But yeah, it definitely worked. It was an interesting challenge trying to figure out what to do with the cars, how to build the cars. So yeah, there we go. This was awesome. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for Longbow for the idea on this one. It was an interesting build challenge, so to speak. Gonna be it from me though. Until next time, goodbye.